another satisfying win. Man, today's been awesome! Thanks, managers! Catch you guys next time!
See you next time.
See you around.
Huh? Oh, the advance I got from boss is almost gone already?
Hello, everyone. Hello, hi. I have had a nightmare of a time today. I gotta say, getting stream set up today was rough, my lovelies. It was rough. Of course, immediate Rav Smooch. Should have anticipated this. All right. I won't do my intro. I won't say hi or talk about how my day's been. I'll just go get the one you're all here for. All right. All right. Hmm? 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 Smooches for the boy. Smooches for the boy. Sun boy, boy son. Oh, and he's so cozy right now. He's so cozy. Okay, bud. I hope everyone's been having a wonderful day so far. I've been having a hell of a time with Windows lately, alright? Windows, Microsoft, it's nonsense. All of it. Every last bit of it. Oh my goodness, what is going on right now? Dark Souls, baby girl, you're supposed to be full screen. You're supposed to be full screen. Why aren't you full screen? My dear, why are you not full screen? Here we go. Perfect. Wonderful. So, alright. You know, this stream started a little bit late today. And that is in large part because Windows is on some nonsense lately. I swear every time I'm forced to update Windows, it gets worse. Every single time. Every single time. How the hell do I get to the large dragon anyways? I wanna do that. I wanna do that fight. I have no idea how to get there. I'm gonna go to Sanctuary Garden and then we'll figure it out from there, I guess. Actually, here. But yeah, Calamite. That thing. I wanna go see Lizard. Down by Chester? Okay. Okay. I think there's a closer warp to Chester. Let's see. Maybe not. Is this Ulasil Township? There we go. You have to enter Calamite's arena, get attacked, then leave. Okay. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. But what happened, right, is for some reason, Windows Defender
put some spring into your step. I've little to talk about, really. Oh, you know me. What do I know?
Windows Defender has decided that certain apps and programs that I've been using all the time for ages are suddenly not trustworthy. And it's to the point that, like, I tried to open Windows Defender, or I tried to open Mix It Up today, which is what I use for my chat overlay, okay? I tried to open Mix It Up, and Windows Defender was like, I don't know the publisher of this, and it's trying to access networks, and that's bad. So I'm not going to let it launch. And it wasn't the thing that, like, cause you know, a lot of the time you'll get stuff like it says like, oh, it's blocked some features of this app, And then you can choose, like, from a prompt to let it through or whatever. But no. With Mix It Up today, even though I've been using Mix It Up this whole time, Windows was like, Mix It Up was trying to access external networks, so we just killed it. we just forced it to crash. We said no, and it crashed, and you should thank us for that. Huh? No, I wanted it to do that thing. I wanted to use it, and I wanted it to do that thing. The thing that you told it to stop doing is the thing that I wanted it to do. And it was to the point where, like, I went into the settings of Windows Defender, and I looked up the specific program, and I was like, let it through. It's fine, it's been fine this whole time. But it had somehow fucked up the whole thing bad enough. Oh, that's bad. It had somehow fucked up the whole thing bad enough that subsequent attempts at launching the program continued to fail. And so I had to fully restart my computer in order to get Mix It Up to launch. Which is just nonsense. It's just nonsense. Oh, you know what? We're no longer doing charity events, so I can properly... I can, with full confidence. Dahlia, you're a very good girl. 99 total gift subs from Dahlia. That's quite a lot. Yeah, was that a good voice? Was that nice? The charity event is very much over. I gotta say, Dami voice, very useful skill to master. Very useful skill. Highly recommend. Heard Faye say good girl in my head snapped up to stream like a sleeper agent. That's my power. That's hashtag my power. Wait a sec. No, this isn't the way to lizard. What's the way to lizard? I'm trying to find the path to lizard. That just goes back to where I started. Lizard. Calamite. Oh, thank you for the head pats. Much appreciated. Ow. Double ow. You can talk about wanting to smash the dragon now? Absolutely. You absolutely may, and I will agree with you. I had the same issue when I was trying to run the demo of a new indie game. Yesterday. Right? There's a indie game that's currently in development, and Thank you very much, Para. Thank you for the sub. Looks like we have a hype train inbound. Oh my goodness. This is the path. This is the way. Cross this bridge. I found this new game. A friend was talking about it. And it's called Kernel Hearts. Okay? And it's a roguelike in the... Whoa! Dino... Oh my goodness. Hi, Dahlia. I don't know how to turn it up from what I did before. But, oh my goodness, thank you very, very much, Dahlia. You're a very, very good girl. Thank you so much, lovely. It's very kind of you. Don't snip me. Let's see. Could I jump that? Probably, but I don't know what it gets me if I do. They're on sale right now. Oh, I see. But there's a game in development. It's called Kernel Hearts. And I was giving it a try with a friend last night. And it's a roguelike kind of game. It's multiplayer. And conceptually, it's very, very interesting. It's similar to Risk of Rain 2 in vibes. But, you know what Microsoft Defender did last night when I first tried to launch it? It killed it, dead. So I had to do the whole restart thing then, too. Thanks, Windows Defender. Really saved my skin from the game that I downloaded on purpose. Hello, Crossbreed Chrysalis. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Happy to have you here. Guardian Helm. Wow. Amazing and miraculous. Where is the lizard? Where is the lizard? I don't know where I'm going, I'm just wandering in the woods. Maybe this way? This feels new. So I had to do the whole restart thing, but I actually gave it a go, and it's very interesting. I genuinely, to be clear, I've never been sponsored by anyone for anything before. I've had a few people offer me sponsorships that I have not taken because they are for things I do not believe in or like. But you know I'm fully speaking from the heart when I say this. Kernel Hearts is an absolute banger of a game. Oh, did I get a double hit on that? It's a Dark Souls reference. I had a feeling. We're hopefully gonna say hi to Priscilla today, assuming it doesn't take 7,000 years to find the lizard. I want to go to. I was hoping we would go ahead and smash Calamite in all conceivable ways. Then we'd pay a visit to the Painted World, and then everything's gravy. But apparently, this is going to take 8 years. Ah. Anyways, I played Colonel Hearts with my dear friend. It was actually someone who you have seen in chat in these streams before. My one and only moderator. We were playing some video games last night. And it's a Risk of Rain 2 type roguelike, okay? Where I'm just going on the path to Artorias again. This is all we're doing. I'm just going back to Artorias. Ow. Okay, you two both need to stop. Have you heard Artorias' cut voice lines? No, I have not. Yeah, I'm just walking back to Artorias' boss room. It's not helpful at all. Where is Calamite? Ah. But the core conceit of Colonel Hearts as a whole thing, right? Yeah, I've just made it back to chest. I'm gonna go rest at the bonfire and level up, I guess. I was told it was near where like Chester was, but Chester didn't lead me to shit. Just led me to an elevator that took me back to where I was. Just took me back. It's not helpful at all, Chester. Ah. Yeah, I need directions. If any of you know, or if any of you can look it up, I don't know where the fuck I'm going. Hello again, Chester. But the core conceit of Colonel Hearts is that you are an android and are also a magical girl. And humanity is pretty much extinct. Humanity is pretty much just all gone. You can go... Wait a second. No. No. Yeah, you are an android magical girl who was created to kill God. Humanity is nearly extinct. Been getting killed by angels for who knows how long. And so it is your purpose as a artificially constructed magical girl to ascend up all of the heavens to reach God and kill him. And it kind of fucks. It kind of fucks. One of the things that's revealed very early on is that you, as a magical girl, have existed for a while, but every time you died, your memory was reset, and you've died so many times at this point. But your creator recently figured out how to make it so that the moment you die, your memory gets uploaded, and so now you finally can keep your memories. And so he's getting used to the fact that he doesn't have to exposit to you every time you die anymore. The Fae Discord is not yet up, no. These milestones, they will take time. We're doing 2 of the big ones this week. But yeah, you've died so many times at this point, right? And you've continually forgotten every time you've died, but now you actually can keep your memories. And, I heard that, Calamite. I heard the lizard. You're part of a squad. There are 4 magical girls total. 2 of them are currently playable in the demo. The other 2 will release with the full game. And it has a really pretty art style with some really gorgeous 2D sprites as well. Weepo, thank you very, very much. Thank you for the 10 gifted. Y'all are too nice. What the hell? What the hell? The game is called Kernel Hearts. Kernel like a kernel of corn. Oh, Calamite. Oh, Calamite. Oh, Calamite. Death comes for us all. And... But it has this style to it. It has really pretty sprites. Lots of very pretty women, I will say. Your creator, who I call Dad, is a pretty chill dude. I like Dad. It has the sort of Hades thing where you can build relationships with characters between runs. Do I have to get to this tower in order... I know I need to talk to a giant archer. Yeah, like a computer thing. I know I have to talk to a giant archer in order for him to shoot Calamite down. Is that up there? I know someone mentioned... Okay, where do I get the key? It was somewhere down here, right? What's happening with the Discord? It just takes a while to set things up. It was a milestone for the charity stuff, and it will be made. I just also have other things that I have to do. I got started with certain things this weekend, but I've never run a Discord server before. I have never in all my life run a Discord server, and I have no idea how to do it, and so there are a lot of things I will have to learn. Ow. Well, there we go. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I actually really don't like being part of too many Discord servers. I get stressed and overwhelmed. And so the idea of running my own Discord for myself does stress me out, like, even more. I will be asking Lynn for advice, but I'm gonna be honest, like, I'll be present on the Discord server, but it's probably mostly gonna be you all. I get in too many servers, I get too many notifications, and I get stressed out. Ow. But yeah, I will make the server. It's just, it's gonna take time. There are lots of things that I will need to learn in order to make it work. Ow, God. Okay. I'm gonna have to figure out how people will apply for mod positions, because I'll need some of those. There's a lot that's gonna need to happen. So that's what's going on with the Discord server, is yes, we hit the milestone. Yes, I am working on it. There's a lot involved and it is stressful for me. Okay. We've made it back here. I probably could have warped here, couldn't I? Was in the... In what building? I don't know where I'm... I need you all to navigate me. I don't know where the fuck I am. You know I'm navigationally challenged. Ah, Jesus. Ah, Jesus, and now this thing's in my way. The toppled over one with the mimic and shit? How do I get there? I don't remember where that is. I'm being pursued by that big fucking thing. Don't like it. Breaking news, local woman still lost. Yeah. Let's see, this building? Help me. Where am I? Who am I? I've made it back here. Ow! Don't touch me. Don't break my knees. Is it this way? Please, please don't kill me. I'm just trying to get along. Trying to go on my way. No. No touchy. Oh my god. Okay. This way. I guess. Ow. Okay, anyways, so I really did want to talk about the Vibio game. Right? So it has the sort of Hades style character bond stuff where you can connect with various people you meet between runs and give them gifts and things. And the gameplay itself feels very, very Risk of Rain. And I'm really, really interesting. I am really, really interesting. I'm really interested in where things are going to go character-wise. Hello? Trexels? When you die in this game, the death screen that it gives you is this like scrolling text with like a bunch of code and stuff. It's this scrolling code, right? With tons and tons and tons error messages and nonsense, right? Oh my god. Because you are, you know, an android, a machine that's malfunctioning and falling apart, right? But then the last lines of code that it like slows down a little so you can see, it's clinical error messages followed by a line that says, "I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die." And there's something to dehumanized robot girls who have so much feeling in their hearts, who are somehow desperately in need of a way to assert their personhood. I mean, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Okay, here's my hot take of the day. All androids and robot girls are transmisogyny affected. I do still want to play it. We are absolutely going to continue on past chapter 1 because it was a banger already. Yeah, all of these robot girls, they're trans girls in my heart. Something about seeing a woman who is viewed as a tool, as a weapon, as a monster, as an object, who sometimes views herself that way, but who deep in her core wants to be seen, and wants to be a person, and wants to be loved. Speaking as a trans girl myself, you know, there's a connection there. This is yet another reason why I think that, like, Nikke is kind of a banger. I did say transmisogyny affected, yes. Nikke is kind of a banger game in general. It would be even more of a banger game if the writers were even a little bit feminist. is also why I think Nier Automata is such a banger. But yeah, if you have not heard of Kernel Hearts before, definitely recommend giving it a look, checking it out. It's really good. It's a really damn good game. What can I say? I've really enjoyed what I've played so far. And I am totally gonna buy the full release when it comes out. Oh, I can't jump over that. That's a shame. Just gonna get in here. Gonna break line of sight with the horrible spellcasters. Nikkei and ZZZ almost peaked, but the devs can't stop drooling. Yeah. I think, personally, I feel like Zenless does a better job than Nikkei. And I honestly don't think it's bad for a game to be horny. Just so we're 100% clear. What do you mean Elden Ring movie? I am just now hearing of this. I think it's perfectly alright for a game to be horny. And I love horny games. I play plenty of games that I fully could not play on Twitch. I absolutely could not. Games whose entire purpose is to elicit certain feelings. And I like those games. White old son of a waffle. I like those games quite a lot. You know? Because sexuality is just another aspect of the human experience, right? And I think if we decide that art with a focus on that aspect of the human experience is somehow lesser or not acceptable, I think we have a problem. I think a creator should be allowed to be horny. I think that should be considered a neutral, if not positive thing. And so, like, yeah, okay. There are definitely ways to analyze the sexuality in a game. I still don't fully agree with that, Weibo. I think sometimes it's okay to just be horny for horny's sake. Like, full stop. Full stop. I think it's okay. I think it's much better when, yeah, it fits the narrative, but you can just be horny. Like, you can just do that. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to make art that is just for the sake of being horny. We were talking about games that would be peak if they were even a little bit feminist. And someone in chat mentioned games that would be peak if they weren't so horny, or if they weren't so fixated on that. And I disagree with that stance. It's possible to be feminist and horny. It's possible to just be neutral horny. You can just... Ow! Don't! I hate that they laugh at you. hate that they do that. Oh, Jesus. Feminist horny is Bayonetta. Very true. Zenless is a good game. As far as gachas go, and again, there are issues that exist within gachas because Gamba, because of what they're trying to do, the predatory monetary practices that are inherent to the genre. But like, as per the Flawless Faye Ashland Flag theory of gacha longevity, a good gacha has to have good characters. A gacha that stands the test of time has to have characters that hold both visual appeal and appeal as far as their character writing goes. All of the gachas that have actually like stood the test of time and had longevity and long-term player bases, they have all had appealing aesthetics, oftentimes horny, but not always, and good character writing. And so I don't know if I would go so far as to say that Zenless is an outright feminist piece of media. I don't think it is. But it does have well-written, very well-realized women in its story. And it treats them with respect. Even as it puts them in skimpy outfits and gives them body proportions that are designed to appear a certain way. It treats them narratively with respect as fully realized people. And, quite notably, it also does this with every single pullable male. To a lesser extent with some of them and with, you know, varying outcomes, but like the fact is, when you look at Koma no Minato, you're supposed to say, wow, I want that man to pin me against the counter. That's what you're supposed to think when you look at him. You know? When you look at Seth, the pathetic catboy, you're supposed to think, wow, that's an incredibly pathetic catboy. I want to do things to him. Oh, Seth. Oh, Seth. Where is this man, Catboy, where? That would be Seth Lowell. He is unfortunately a cop. That is an unfortunate fact about him, is that he is a cop. In the setting. He's very much an idealized version of what a cop is. He is a cop. He is very innocent and well-meaning, and he wants to see the best in people very, very badly. He is honest to a fault, and he's constantly fucking it up. He is seriously fucking it up all the time. I like that Catboy, I do. In spite of his very notable flaw of being a cop. There we go, I made it across. I like that Catboy. And I'm not gonna apologize for it. There's some really good toxic yaoi in Zenless. That is another thing that often happens in gacha games, especially, okay? Oh, wow. That's not helpful at all. Okay, so this is not where I needed to go. Great. Stop laughing at me. Sorry, not sorry, but I could not care less about Yaoi. Understandable. Have a nice day. I like seeing these two boyfriends. I think they're great. It also has good Yuri, because here's just kind of another consequence of what happens with gachas, right? One thing that very frequently happens with gacha games. It's in this building, right? How do I get to the where I need to go? How do I get to the where that I do need to go? I genuinely have no fucking clue. Please, I don't... It's been an hour. It's been an hour. By the what door? What is that? I'm begging you all. I need help. I have no clue where I'm going. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. You chuckle fuck. One of the consequences of the choices that go into making a gacha is that they will generally make a cast that is predominantly women. The cast of these games is often mostly women. Okay? We are saying ACAB in here, yes. But this is a similar thing to what happens in shonen anime, okay? Where in shonen, the cast is predominantly boys, and so there's constant accidental yaoi happening, right? In gachas, I don't think it's accidental. I think the Yuri is very deliberate, to be honest, most of the time. And it happens a lot, right? We have casts that are predominantly women, and especially in gachas that let the player also be a woman, but don't change a lot of the dialogue. Because a lot of the time, like, you know, the game sort of often, a lot of these games expect a straight male audience, right? And so they'll have their male player character flirt and stuff with the women in the game and all that stuff. But then you have like a woman you're playing as, and her dialogue is all the same. Like, both Belle and Wise in Zenless Zone Zero are horrendously down bad for Astra Yao. The celebrity pop singer. They are both so down bad for her. They both get kissed by her, and they both have the same whiny, toe curly reaction to it. Regardless of which one you're playing. The character Vivian in Zenless has an absolutely disastrous crush on Phaethon, and it doesn't matter which of the two Phaethon siblings you are, she is so into you. She loves you so much. And I think this is maybe one of the things that I like about Zenless a lot, is it's very self-aware of the fact that accidental Yuri is regularly happening in these games. It's very aware of the fact that it has a pretty sizable lesbian player base. It's very, very aware that, like, there are some gay people who love this game, right? And it's aware of the sexualization that happens, and it commentates on it, right? There's a scene when you're being introduced to Section 6, right? Which is one of my favorite groups in the game. And you have this scene where they have all these fans because they're heroes who've saved the city time and time again. And the character who begs Miyabi to step on her, Miyabi, the fox girl, has a character who is also a woman who's like, Miss Miyabi, please step on me. The person who absolutely drools over Harumasa, the lazy, lackadaisical, slightly sickly man, is a very gay man bear-coded character. It says, Harumasa, my heart has something to say. They're gay for these characters. Canonically, Astra Yao and Evelyn Chevalier have a very close relationship. Astra dragged Evelyn out of hell of being a contract killer, and there's a whole ass love song between the two of them. And canonically, in-game, fans of Astra Yao ship her with her bodyguard/manager, Evelyn. Like, canonically, everyone in New Eridu thinks they're dating, and the two of them also aren't really sure whether they are.
A visitor.
They're gay as hell.
Thou must be the one who freed Artorias.
And that's one of the things that I think is great about
He was.
Zenless, is it has,
He left this
like,
world
as
with
close
honor
to
and
outright saying these characters are gay without actually outright saying it as you could possibly get. Which is kind of the line that most gachas have to ride if they're going to try and do this at all, right?
Dragons shall never be forgotten. We knights fought valiantly, but for every one of them, we lost 80 of our own. Exhilaration, pride, hatred, rage. The dragons teased out our dearest
Honestly, you
emotions.
can tease out
Our
accidental
own
Yuri
star one
in
day. With our twilight,
just about
old
any
thoughts return.
gacha game, and sometimes deliberate Yuri. There's usually at least 1 or 2 instances of deliberate Yuri. Well, thank you, Dahlia. That's very kind of you. Very good girl. I have no idea about anything ZZZ. I play a lot of it. So I play a lot of gachas. I am doing it in a sort of academic sense. There are plenty of gachas that I do play just for fun at this point, but I have a lot of gachas that I have played for the sake of my own studies on gacha games and building my case for the flawless Fae theory of gacha success and longevity. Then I highly recommend you keep avoiding them. I will never... the only time I will actually recommend a gacha to someone is if I know they already play gachas. If you don't play gachas already, don't start. I personally have very strict rules for myself that I never spend money on any gacha ever, and I've stuck to that very strongly for a long time. I know not everyone can do that, not everyone wants to do that, not everyone wants to have to feel that pressure at all. And that's totally understandable, because the purpose of a gacha is to make money, and the way they do that is by convincing you to spend money on gambling. But like Nikkei, which I've been doing a lot with lately, because I had a weird dream where I was a Nikkei about a week ago. It was weird. I hadn't played the game in like 2 months, and then I had a dream where I was a Nikkei, and I was like, huh, wonder what's going on in that game these days. So started playing more of the story, and playing some of the events that I thought were interesting. Gotchas are pretty scummy. Yes, but not uniquely so. I think it's important to bear in mind that, like, yes, gotchas are scummy as far as monetization goes, but they are far from unique. They are far from the only model that does this or does similar things. I think singling out gotchas as a unique evil is something that I think partly stems from the West's ideas of Japan. That's where this week's audio came from? Yes. But let me tell you, Nikkei, like, yeah, the commander is, like, mandatorily a man, technically, although you do get they-them'd a lot in the dub, which is great if you want to canonize yourself as a trans girl who is just being treated like shit. But like so many of the Nikkeis have some weird shit going on between them. There's this pair that has like this whole BDSM thing going on, where one of them has been traumatized in such a way that the only way she knows and understands love is through pain. Meanwhile, her other squad mate is like, hang on a second, but what if I'm into that? I'm okay with you expressing your feelings to me through that. I'm actually super here for that, babe. Huge shout out to Uni and Mihara. Love those two. It's good stuff.
Very little to be said. What good is a dog with no hairs to hunt? But I'm lucky to be alive, I suppose. There's very little to be said. What good is a dog? But I'm lucky.
Okay, but
Farewell, you. Lead thy life.
there's a dragon.
As thou seest fit.
There's a dragon. We stand healthy BDSM couples? No, seriously. Like, they are both from an organization called Bacillus. You have to leave the combo and come back.
Tomorrow.
Ah.
Dragon posing the duel.
What I've discovered from playing Nikkei enough is that Bacillus is a machine that turns money and resources into traumatized Nikkeis. They treat their Nikkeis like dog shit, so really relatable traumatized girls. There's a lot of them.
Ferocious dragon indeed, mighty Anna
And those two specifically are really uniquely tragic in a lot of ways, but they've both sworn to each other that they will always, always, always stay by each other's sides. They've promised each other that they will always stay together no matter what, no matter the circumstances.
I've taken a liking to thee.
And
I owe thee much for thy service to Artorias. Now,
Uni
watch.
was treated awfully by the CEO of Bacillus for a long time, which is why she has that whole fucked up thing where she can't feel or express love outside of pain. And she can't even speak anymore properly. But Mihara stays with her always and forever, and is the one person who can understand the little nonverbal noises she makes. And oh my god. Hi, Calamy. Real sorry about what's about to happen. Yeah, this is sick as hell. This is sick as hell.
Yes. The true shot was never loosed. That bat will be grounded for a good spell. The rest is in thine hands. I await good tidings. Dragon slaying. Knighthood's highest calling.
What a badass. And they're so cute together. They're so cute together. Even when things go, like, aggressively wrong for them in Unbreakable Sphere, where someone ends up using a magical sabotage device that compels Uni to try and kill Mihara. First off, Uni is able to break out of it eventually. And Mihara, like, she's clearly scared and upset and in pain. But the moment it's all over, she is immediately aggressively comforting Uni. Sorry about the auto-mod. She's immediately aggressively comforting Uni and making little jokes about it, and they're just so cute. They're just so good. Unbreakable Sphere has a lot of Yuri in it, honestly. Mori is precious, and I think she does have a thing for Little Mermaid. I think Little Mermaid has a thing for every single member of her squad, to be honest. Old Tails, nah, they were on some gay shit. There's a lot of gay in there. There's a lot of gay in Arknights. There's a lot of, if you look inside a gacha, you're gonna find gay. It's an inevitable thing, just like how if you look inside any shonen anime, you're gonna find gay. Calamite. It's time. What? Ow. What? Huh? Ow, well that's really painful in my ears, actually. That's aggressively painful in my ears. Didn't like that very much, Calamite. Okay, if you get hit by the grab attack, you take extra damage. Good to know. Yeah, that's... I'm not sure about that sound design with the tinnitus attack. Why would we do that? FromSoft, why would we do tinnitus attack? Why would we hurt the player in actual real I keep forgetting Miyazaki's a masochist. I was like, why would you hurt the player? The actual player in real life? And then I remember, oh yeah, because that's what Miyazaki wants to be done. I'm not so sure about that one, Miyazaki. He makes up for the masochism with the feet. I mean, I am also a masochist. Just don't know if I necessarily want to engage with that in my video games, personally. I don't know if that's the time and place. Oh, hey, Biggie. Hello, hello. We've been talking about Yuri. And about BDSM. So, good stream. Thought the feet was the issue? That's not an issue at all, y'all. Listen, Miyazaki can be into what he's into, okay? I will cast no judgment. Feet are perfectly fine to be into. Oh, Jesus. Here's the truth. Yeah, Lynn was out grocery shopping, and then just came by to deliver some coffee for me because they're very sweet and nice. Whoops! Ah, I couldn't dodge through it. Okay. Here's the real secret. Okay. I'm gonna tell you right now. There's only one kink that it's okay to shame someone for. This is my truly held belief. Only one kink you can shame someone for, just for having it. That's degradation. Yeah. You can absolutely shame someone for that. Now, there are definitely certain kinks that one could have that might suggest things about their character, and that might raise certain questions, but they're not inherently a bad thing to get spicy feelings from, right? I don't think there's any situation, because the fact is, like, arousal is just a body response, and it happens. And there are definitely certain kinks and things that one should not engage with in real life for reasons of safety and ethics and what have you. But I absolutely don't give a single shit what goes on in someone's head. I don't give a single shit what kind of stories someone writes, what someone draws. I don't care. You know, if someone has a particular racial kink, I might raise my eyebrows and wonder why. But even then, I'm not going to make an immediate moral judgment of their character based solely on the fact that they find something arousing. Thank you for the tinnitus, Miyazaki. I think there are ways of engaging with certain things that are probably better than others if you are going to engage with them. Like, towing the line ever so slightly as far as Twitch. Getting into the specifics of this. I'm gonna try and talk around it. There we go. Sorry, well. Nope. We are discussing kink, as often happens here. Oh, absolutely, Polycrack. Again, fiction is fiction. This boss fight is very loud. Oh. Oh, I'm very low. That's like, if I'm going to go onto the internet and look for corruption, mind break, whatever fantasy, I don't think it's hard to understand that I don't think that would be good in real life. Right? Like, that's not hard to get. And I don't need the art or stories that I'm reading to pause every 3 seconds and say, reminder that this wouldn't be okay in real life, or reminder that these characters agreed beforehand. It's like, no! When I'm reading this story, I want to have an evil dark sorceress witch abduct me and take me to her tower to do nefarious things. That's the point. That's the point. Anyways, it was nice having you, Calamite. Like, we're, as a fucking reader, as a fucking person, I'm capable of differentiating between fiction and reality. I'm capable of differentiating between the version of me that it exists in a sexual context and the version of me that exists in real life. It's not hard. And I don't need fucking corporations on the internet to determine that I need to be babied, or to decide that I'm not allowed to see these things or whatever. You are legitimately allowed to fantasize about whatever the fuck you want. That's what I think. Mm-hmm. And that's all you gotta do, Siren, right? As long as someone's able to keep it a fantasy, as long as they respect when other people don't want to be involved or don't want to talk about it or hear about it, like, that's fucking fine, right? We can all just exist. I have plenty of friends who are into some things that I am super not. I was like, okay, cool, do you? I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less. So yeah, I don't care what people do in private. As long as everything is happening between, as long as anything real is happening between, like, consenting adults, that is the only fucking thing I care about. Ta-da! Exactly, you do you, I'll do me, and we won't do each, well, we might do each other. We'll see.
Lord Gwyn's blessing upon me. That beast will never take to the skies again.
Probably. That, true.
I shan't need it, but no dragons to hunt. I know not if a human could even operate it. But here, thy need outweighs mine.
Thank you for the great bow.
I suspect thou hast taken a gander at it, but the dark of the abyss, which swallowed poor Artorias, threatens to devour our entire land of Ullasil. It seems that this dire fate is unavoidable, but seduced by a dark serpent or no, they awoke that thing themselves and drove it mad. One's demise is always one's own making. Farewell, proud human. May every honor be bestowed
I like this
upon
giant.
thee.
The bow makes you look 3 apples tall. I'll be the judge of that. I'll be the judge of that. You know what? You're right. Stay accurate, bow. It's true. It's true. This is what I look like when I have a bow. Surely I can upgrade this further, right? Surely I could. Hi, Nikki Martin, by the way. And yeah, I think if someone has a certain thing they're into and it makes you uncomfortable, that's perfectly fine. You're under no obligation to be friends with anyone or to associate with anyone. The way that someone engages in spicy stuff can be a reflection of who they are in some ways, but not in all ways. So I don't think it's fair to... everyone has to be Nikki Martin's... Okay, that's fair, that's fair. Let's see. Painted World is in Anne Orlando, right? I watched someone do a challenge run recently. So I know certain things now. know that somewhere in Anne Orlando is a place with paintings, or a painting or whatever. It's the room with all the guys dressed in white that I vaguely remember. Yeah, we are admittedly going pretty hard on the kink convo today. A little bit more than normal. Might be easier to access from Chamber of the Princess. Yeah, because this is not the way. Excuse me. But even if someone's spicy feelings might make you, you know, not really vibe with them, not want to spend time around them or whatever, that still doesn't mean they are an objectively bad person, or that they need to be called out or punished or stopped from the things that exist solely in their head. You know? You can say, I'm not comfortable with this and I don't want to be around it. You can say, this might reflect certain views that you have and I want to interrogate that. Maybe don't necessarily interrogate the person directly, because that's just kind of rude. But like, again, I was talking about, before I got distracted by dragon stuff, talking about kinks and things that involve race, right? And I have a good friend who is a black woman who is very into certain kinks involving that, right? And the way she describes it is like, you can do it in a way that is empowering to her, where, you know, God, I'm really not sure how to discuss this on Twitch, to be honest. But it can be handled in a way where it's like, she feels empowered and confident and good, or it can be done in a way that feels more like it's trying to demean the white person involved. And one of those is good, and one of those suggests things that are less good. You see. You want to do the one that's the good. The version of that particular kink, which again, I'm not even going to go so far as to name on Twitch and to discuss in super crazy depth, but the way to do it in a good way is to make one side feel empowered rather than focusing on the other side that feels demeaned. That's often the issue when you have white people engaging with this kink, is they focus on their own feelings, and it's, I'm into this because I am being demeaned by someone I societally view as lesser or whatever. And it's like, oh, that's really bad, actually. Maybe don't do it like that. Maybe consider why you would feel that way. Maybe I don't like that. Maybe this reflects some biases that you have. And that's what I mean, right? I'm still not going to say that a person who feels that way is an objectively bad person, but they probably do have some internally held beliefs that should be analyzed. Jesus Christ. there you have it. There's my conversations. There's my discussion about I didn't rest once I warped. Annoying. Yeah. I think I will just run up to the painting this time around. So that's kind of what I mean when I say that, like, your kinks and the things that you feel can, sorry, well, we can linger here for like a second. I miss. I know you're an illusion, but like, anyways. Oh god. Okay, we're fine. That's sort of what I mean when I say that, like, yeah, thoughts don't equal actions. That's an important thing to keep in mind. Thought crimes aren't real. Having a kink does not make you a good or a bad person. Having or not having one has no fundamental moral bearing. But they can be a reflection of internal biases and beliefs that one has that perhaps could be analyzed. These things can be mutually true. It's okay to say X thing makes me uncomfortable. There are plenty of things that I find uncomfortable. But, you know, do you? I'll do me. Yeah, it is just like Markiplier said, except, again, within this context, they're, like, the last line is, yeah, they can also be a way to deal with those internalized beliefs and things in a relatively safe way. Again, I am strongly of the belief that as long as no real harm is being done, nothing, there's no fucking issue. There's no issue, boss. Let me in the painting. Let me in there. Do you think we can make it all the way to Dragon Woman today? Do you think we should fight her? Or should we just go? Dramatic sting number 8. Oh my god. That is also an important thing to note that someone mentioned, is that your own comfort and discomfort with a thing can also be a reflection on you and your beliefs. That is also true. I think, again, I've talked about this before, but when you make decisions based on what you find icky, you become vulnerable to reactionary politics. That is just an objective fact. If you make your decisions based on what you find icky, then fascists can use that. They can lie and say that something entirely different is the icky thing. They can say, this group of people is constantly doing the icky thing that you don't like. These are the icky people. And you might think you would never fall for that. But plenty of people who ostensibly consider themselves to be left-wing do so. Regularly. And so if you truly want to... Ah, Jesus. You know what? toxic, I'm slipping under. Ooh. Do I have anything to cure toxic? Yes. Yeah, if you allow your disgust response to dictate your politics and what you believe is right and wrong, then you are vulnerable to fascist reactionary politics. Because that is what it means to be reactionary. Is to base your ideas of right and wrong on that first gut reaction you have. Okay, none of that. I did not sprint properly. Yeah, it's okay to feel disgust. That's perfectly fine. I do. I absolutely do. I'm gonna give an example from my personal life and experience, right? I am a woman who has experienced a very specific kind of trauma, and a very specific kind of sexual violence, right? I admit this openly and fully. I have a lot of really awful feelings about that. And there's a part of me, on an emotional level, that says, sure, it would be better if people who've done that kind of thing were no longer living. There's a part of me that wishes I could enact violence on the people who did that to me. A very big part of me wishes I could do that. Wishes that would happen. And so when governmental officials say, well, we want to impose the death penalty on people who have done that, there's a part of me in the initial gut response that says, that would be good. That would get rid of the people who did this sort of thing, who did it to me. But then I think about it for a second longer. And I think about other policies that have been pushed, you know? I think about the fact that the Republican Party is pushing for the act of existing as a transgender woman to be considered a sex crime. Simply existing publicly as a transgender woman. When I consider that, I think, well, in that case, these two things taken together means that the act of being a trans woman would be an act punishable by death. You see. That is part of why, yeah, the government should not have the power to kill people. Full stop. Because the moment there is any group of people for whom the government has the legal ability to kill, the moment the government can legally kill any given group of people, suddenly there is a strong motivation for the government to label the people who disagree with them as members of that category. It's happened before, many, many times. It will happen again. And I am genuinely, generally in favor of rehabilitative justice. I've told you, that's my emotional response. It's my emotional response that wishes bad things to happen to the people who've done bad things to me and to people like me, right? But when I think about it from my own morals and ethics and beliefs societally, I do want to believe in a world where people can be better, where people can get better, where people can learn and grow. And with all of this in mind, it's very, very simple to say, no. The government should not have the power to kill people. Not ever. Legally, we cannot give the government that power. We cannot, we must not. Oh, you're healthy, aren't you? No, Goop. Don't goop me. Oh wow, that goop goes pretty far. I think the punitive justice system is fundamentally flawed. I think the government should not be given leave to just kill whoever they want. And I think that even the people that I personally detest, and that I, in my heart, even though I would prefer to say that, you know, I want to be someone peaceful and kind, empathetic. I want to be compassionate and understanding. There are people that, there are times where I feel myself wish bad things for them. You know? I hate... Does this thing have a health bar? If you jump attack it, it stands up. How do I jump attack it? And sprint attack it. How do I jump attack it? I'm jumping, but I can't attack. Oh. Oh, would you look at that? Is this helpful at all? Can I go this way? Was there a point to any of this? Can I survive a jump down there? Feels far. Oh, I can. Oh, would you look at that? Mm-hmm. Rehabilitative justice is simply the way to go. And again, maybe there are certain circumstances in which someone has to die to prevent harm, right? If you have to kill someone to defend yourself, that's understandable. But the government should not have the institutional power to do so. That is what I believe. If someone has been taken to court, if they are in custody, they're not a threat. In fact, they are in far more danger than anyone else at that point. And in that circumstance, they should be given the opportunity to try and get better. Shouldn't just be snuffed out. Hi, miss.
Who art thou? One of us thou art not. If thou hast misstepped into this world, plunge down from the plank and hurry home.
Big woman.
If thou seekest I, thine desires shall be requited not. Thou must returneth whence thou came. This land is peaceful, its inhabitants kind, but thou dost not belong.
Can I
beg of thee?
Can I?
Plunge down
I would
from
love
the
to.
plank and hurry
I
home.
could be peaceful and kind, miss.
Thou must return. This land is peace. I beg.
I could be peaceful and kind. I could be. I could live here. Could I? Please, miss? She does have a fluffy tail. This is crossbreed Priscilla. And she's very pretty. We can fight her. Or we can leave. What is chat thinking? Do we fight her or do we simply go away? If you love her, let her go. Oh, and she has little horns on her face as well. Okay, miss. It's really nice to meet you, miss. Bye. Goodbye. We did it, everyone. We made it through the painted world. Drawing Fayex Priscilla right now. Oh, big dragon lady and small dragon lady? Hell yeah. Why with dramatic sting number 8? Why do they like dramatic sting number 8 so much? Oh. Now, here's the remaining question. Ow. Here is the remaining question, okay? What about the trans girl? Do we go visit her or do we just leave her be? Because I think she's the last optional thing in the game. If I am remembering correctly, the thing is we can't meet her without fighting her. And so if we're I am talking about Gwendolyn, yes. If we're sparing Priscilla, you can talk to Gwendolyn without... Really? How? How can do this? How can I go visit her? Through the fog wall? Okay, I'm gonna need guidance. You need the dark moon ring found in the catacombs. Ah. Do I have that? Dust crown. I don't have the dark moon ring. Well, heck. Hi, Merm. I'll check my shimp and dink my oiter, don't you worry. Okay. Silly question, but... Of course we're on the T-Girl Gwendolyn team. Who do you think I am? Miyazaki is always making trans girls. Whether deliberately or no. So, I'm gonna be honest, cheesiest boy. That is like the most common stupid justification for a trans girl who's not actually a trans girl. It's everywhere. That justification is literally everywhere, and it's always just a trans girl. After playing Dark Souls, do you think you'd ever do a Dark Souls themed roleplay? I've already done an Elden Ring one. I've already been Melina Elden Ring. I think I'd be willing to do Dark Souls roleplays. Dark Souls is much better. No, I quite like Elden Ring personally. Elden Ring is the only one where you can get gay married, just saying. It's okay to be wrong. You're right, it is, so... You know, it's alright that you're not right. That's okay. Need a Finlay Comforts Melania listener? Oh, God, I love Finlay. There are so many good women in Elden Ring. Elden Ring also has a transgender woman, which is very important. I love you, Trina. You got some shit going on. Hello throws firebombs at you, ASMR roleplay. Alright, so do we want to go out of our way to get that ring? And do all of the everything? Do we want to go out of our way to do that? Alright, where's the ring then? It's in the catacombs? Where? Let's see. Where do I warp? Did I warp to Altar of the Grave Lord, or... I did find the Smith Bonfire. I'm not sure I remember which warp it is. Tomb of the Giants? I'm just gonna go here for now. I'm gonna have to put on my stupid hat again. Undead Parish? Really? I have to start from Firelink? I don't... Oh, there is one labeled Catacombs. Hello, blacksmith guy. There does not seem to be a ladder up from here. Alright, I'm gonna put on my stupid hat. Ow, Bone Wheel, stop! Off. Oh, Jesus. Bone Wheel. Cease. Oh my god. Also, was that a Black Knight I saw? Yep, looks like it. Bone Wheel, please. Where's the Bone Wheel? Okay, Bone Wheel down. Knight down. Okay. Ladder. Chat does look pretty today. It's very true. You're all gorgeous. You're gorgeous, loves. Alright, so I found ladders up. Where to now, besties? Where do we go from here? It's around here somewhere. Very helpful. Oh, it is an actual living Titanite demon. Couldn't lock on, so I wasn't. Eye of Death. see. Okay, I got the Titanite demon. Just searching around, but I'm not seeing much. Visible wall near the, illusory wall near the message. Yeah, it does not seem like it. So many conflicting messages. I have no idea what's going on. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna find the ring and then probably call stream from there. And then our next Dark Souls stream, we're probably gonna be wrapping it up. Hopefully we will be able to, ow, ow, ow. Ow. Hopefully next stream, we will be able to take down Gwyn. And then once we have done so, we can do the Smasher Pass in the same stream. It'll be perfect. Well, that's something I just found. Oh, excuse me, large skeleton. God. Everything's fine? Okay, it's not totally fine, I will admit. Things have been better. Great Chaos Fireball. Are they gonna come back together? Okay, we got the ring, we got the ring, we got the ring. Thank you, Great Chaos Fireball. Thank you so much. You're the world to me. How do I get out of here? You know what? I'm gonna use a tactic they call bone. I have a bone somewhere, right? Yes. Goodbye. Okay. So, that's gonna be where we call it for today. Good stream, good talks. Good stream, good talks. I am quite pleased with how today has gone, my lovelies. I appreciate being able to have these conversations with you all, you know? I appreciate being able to yap about politics and also sex in vague terms. In a... I feel like I try to do, like, talk about sex and kink and stuff in a educational way, or in a, you know, we're not here for smut generally. I mean, I'll still call y'all good girls and stuff, but I don't know. I enjoy talking about these things from like a political and societal level. I think it's interesting. I'm glad you all seem to agree. So, without any further ado, let's go pay a visit to someone, shall we? Like perhaps Jackie Myers. What do you think of that? Let's go ahead and raid out to some Street Fighter. A little bit of Street Fighter for you all. I don't know why I've done this voice to end the stream, but this is precisely what we're doing today. This is exactly who I am. So, yes, I will be... Oh, I will have to strongly consider whether we will allow NSFW channels in the Discord server. I feel as though there might be the possibility that if I don't add one, it will simply breach containment into general. We'll have to consider this. I'm nervous to do that, because again, there's a level of parasociality that I would prefer to avoid, so we'll have to consider how this will be handled. There might be something like that, and I will simply not participate in it, only be present for moderation purposes, because again, I don't want anyone to get too parasocial about things with me. I'm constantly concerned about that. I would hate to unintentionally wind up abusing my position as the streamer. So, yes. Well, regardless, I'll consider that in my own time. So, farewell to all of you. I hope you had a wonderful time and stream. Now, let's go. Let's just get on out of here.